The channeled song is Rumors by Little Dirk and what's his name? Gucci Mane. So confirmation that you could be being talked about. There could be some rumors being spread. Um, I'm also getting this energy that somebody is trying to manifest you or do some type of spell. It doesn't even have to be with the use of candles and everything. They could be just trying to create illusions or false hope or whatever the case may be to make it seem like you are their person. Somebody of your past, somebody who you may have had a strong bond with, right? And I feel like this was mainly your energy because people who you were talking to or connected with, they didn't know how to reciprocate the energy for it to be this spectacular bond anyway. So I feel like maybe you just felt certain energies about these individuals. But I'm getting the energy that, yep, people are like trying to come off like they're your person, but they're not your person. Some people are trying to do magic on you, spells. It doesn't have to be the most recent person in your life. It don't even have to be somebody who you've been with long term. I'm picking up on multiple people try to create an illusion, which is some type of form of magic, etc. Whether they did spell work, manifestation, gave you a false dream or illusion, whatever the case may be. So we're going to get some energy on that. Look, you see this looking like wands of magic? Somebody was trying to do some hocus pocus for real. All right, we got Erykah Badu, Next Lifetime. These people are not going to make it in your life. They're not going to make it very far. Your spiritual team is sending you messages. Your highest self, your intuitive energy, etc. is coming through for sure. Every little thing, a thought pops up in your head. Like, I just feel like you have some type of clair. Some of you guys are clairaudient, claircognizant, clairsentient, clairvoyant, just, you know? And I feel like there's a love offer coming in because somebody is going to want to give you something. This could be somebody of your past. This could be somebody who you're presently connected with, if you are. This could be someone that's in the future. You probably haven't connected with them yet in that aspect. But I feel like a few things had to be cleared out first within your own energy and the people who you had in your space. Because I feel like this could have interfered with your choices, your decisions, your intuition. You guys were connected with people from your past or your childhood. And I feel like maybe that's probably what kept them in your energy. That's probably why there was a spark in the first place, because it was familiar. And I feel like since you didn't have the best love from either your mom or your father, or maybe your mom didn't show you how a woman should be treated because she stuck around in connections that weren't healthy herself, I just feel like you've learned based on society, the model figures, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like now you're coming into this version of yourself who's, yes, been hurt, etc. But I feel like it's because you needed to experience lessons and gain your own knowledge from your own experiences. And I really feel like that's what this is. I'm getting the energy that, like, certain music, the best thing that you should listen to right now is maybe music that are more instrumental. So we're going to put on some instrumental frequency music or whatever the case may be. But yeah, these people, now they're going to be in their head, and now they're going to be the ones that's going through some type of battle and everything, because little did you know these people were underhandedly deceiving you, like right in your face. But I feel like it was up to you to see through the illusions. But for some of you guys, since your heart was involved, and some of you guys were like in this hopeless romantic energy, you were still healing, still learning how to love yourself, that you basically felt like this was love, or maybe you love this person, so you were willing to start over with them or to keep trying with them. But I feel like you've been going through trial after trial after trial after tribulation with this person, to the point to where now you have no choice but to take account to your gifts. Some of you guys were literally indecisive or doubting yourselves or in denial, maybe because you were afraid of change. You could have been procrastinating on releasing this person, or this person could have been procrastinating on really leaving your life. But some of you guys are separated, you've broken up, and this was time to happen because it's time for you to heal. It's time to be around yourself because you've been around people who were confusing you. Medieval tavern music or relaxing Celtic music could be significant. Yep. So I'm seeing somebody that's on this mission of love, emotions, creativity. I feel like it's time to do the inner child work, to parent your inner child, to give the love that you want to yourself until it comes in from a trusted source who's capable of filling your cup, not you pouring into them, but them not pouring into you. Because this other stuff, it was very much bare minimum, right? So now that you've been through all these things, you went through the bumps and the bruises. Some of y'all could have literally been physically assaulted. So now I feel like you're coming into alignment. You're aligning with your values, your goals, your dreams. You're applying the wisdom. You're actually someone who's maybe you heard someone speaking, or maybe you're a speaker. But I feel like this person could have been very wise, so they've experienced certain things, or you're very wise. So when you talk, people, they shut up, they listen because they see you as this hierophant. Religious traditions or something like that can also be significant. I don't see any earth energy out here. Water, air, fire. Yep. But I'm seeing enthusiasm. I'm seeing a fresh start. You starting on something, even though your energy is drained. Okay, even though, like, you know, but I feel like you're going to come out of this energy, or you're actively going to be doing things to the point to where a spark of inspiration comes upon you. And this is even going to influence your creativity, your relationships, and your emotions. Something could have happened 9 days ago, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 11 months ago, 6 months ago, 5 weeks ago. So yeah, I feel like you've experienced a lot of stuff already. I feel like you're coming into like the ending of a chapter within different areas of your life. And I feel like the aftermath and the final result is going to be extremely beautiful. And you're going to look back at these times and yeah. So continue to plant those seeds. The seeds that you've already been planting, they are coming into fruition. You just need to be patient. All right. True love is worth the wait. True love is worth the wait. Yep, I am seeing that you are in divine alignment with someone who is more in alignment with you. But I feel like first, you mirrored another person or whatever. I feel like you've become really clear on certain things. You may have had this lack mindset. Your finances could have even been experiencing poverty or whatever the case may be. But I feel like maybe you kept the faith. And I feel like right now you're encouraged to stand your ground. Stand your ground when it comes to the things that you want. Stand your ground when it comes to the relationships that you would like to have, because we choose who we love. So you got to choose yourself this time. Stop choosing them because, oh, I love them. Oh, they're my childhood friend, sweetheart, family member, whatever the case may be. No, you have to choose yourself, because if they would have chosen you and if they chose themselves, then the connection would have been working out and you wouldn't have been left feeling defeated in the end. See, some of these people, they were looking at you laughing at your defeat. Like, ha ha, I won. But now I feel like you're going to be like, ha ha, I won. Simply because you're walking away. Nobody's going to be able to hurt you again because the blindfold is being taken off. You're finally unlocking your truth. Some of you guys may still be in this energy of indecisiveness or when it comes to like stressful decisions, but I feel like when you actually pay attention to what people done to you, remind yourself. I understand the concept of forgive and forget, but to keep you from making the same choices in your life and you're ready to soar and move forward and actually come into more genuine relationships, healthier relationships, you need to remember why you're doing something. Why am I choosing to leave this person? Why am I choosing to pull my energy back and focus on me? Because it's clear as day, pouring into them is not pouring into you. On top of them not even pouring into you. So it's a whole bunch of energy going out, but not enough getting received. Very little to none. And I don't even think it's a little bit, because it's kind of like somebody trying to breadcrumb you or give you energy that they're not even capable of. So it's really an illusion. You think something is love when it's really not. So I feel like something is coming to an end. There's a chapter or whatever is coming to an end. And I feel like this is going to be a very abundant timeline for you, even financially, like I said, in all different areas. Somebody was playing with your mind, playing mind games, deceiving you. And I feel like some of y'all couldn't really see this because your heart. You had a crush on somebody, you were dating someone, they were trying to offer you something, you know? But I feel like you want better for yourself. And that little version of you, back when you were a child who never even received the love and protection that you needed, I feel like now you're learning how to give this to yourself. When you go through a certain amount of stuff, eventually you just wake up and realize, yeah, I can't keep doing the same stuff. I deserve better. I want better. And then it's like this shift of energy comes in, and you just start going back. You just start moving in the way that is of passion, and it makes sense, and you know, giving time and attention to things that matter, not things that's draining you. Thank you. Yep, the world. That's the overall energy, the major arcana. You're closing out chapters in your life. This is the ending of a chapter. I'm not seeing another cycle for a lot of you guys. I feel like this is really the end of something. And I feel like you're still experiencing the ending. It probably hasn't fully closed out, but I feel like eventually it will. This is just the process, the steps that are being taken, the energy. And I feel like you're trusting in your intuition, or you're being creative. I'm seeing a message of love, emotions, or relationships. You could be connecting with people who you have relationships with. Your emotions could be shifting. Trust the feelings that you have, especially when you get around certain people and you get this feeling that something just seems off, or whatever the case may be. You start feeling an apathy towards the situation. Pay attention to that, because I feel like things are like literally getting into balance, but maybe you're just still holding on to something. Some of you guys are still holding on to hurt, trauma, negative emotions, and for others of you, you're still holding on to people. But you got to remember, the people who you were connected with, they weren't truly showing you their true selves. And eventually, they ended up showing you their true self. You just have to believe them the first time, right? Yep. Inner strength, courage, bravery, confidence, compassion, taming, control, overcoming self-doubt, focus, persuasion, influence. I feel like you're reaching a very abundant and higher timeline. Self-respect, confidence, gaining your strength back, overcoming self-doubt. Any more messages here for the collective? Your greatest relationship is the one you have with yourself. Build it, strengthen it, praise yourself. Share what makes you proud. Your beaming delight will help others shift from glass half empty thinking to heck, I'm pretty awesome too. I feel like you inspire people. Yep. Now, I'm seeing main male. So a masculine energy, a male can be significant. This probably was somebody who was like your main, like your person, or somebody who was just the main male in your life. And this could be more than one energy, but I feel like you're attracting better relationships, better people, healthier relationships, healthier people, right? And you may have a little guilt, okay? But don't feel guilty. You're just doing what's best for you. You've been waiting for this long enough, and I feel like you've been persevering and persevering. Eventually, you're just going to have to choose yourself. See, you're a gift in people's lives. You bring great fortune, abundance, etc. to people's lives, wisdom, love. So just give yourself enlightenment and trust your instincts. Okay? Because people should be grateful that you've even stuck around this long. Because you should have left a long time ago. So don't feel guilty. Now, some of these people, they're going to start coming into feeling guilt because they know that they've done you wrong. Some of these people are going to start feeling regretful because they know that they didn't treat you fairly. They seen you as an earth angel. They seen you as a person that was very loving, and they didn't appreciate that, nor reciprocated the energy. We're not going to blame them because if a snake is a snake, a snake is a snake. If a hater is a hater, a hater is a hater. You can't expect a hater to be a congratulator. You can't expect a snake to be somebody that's genuine, right? So it's like these people are just being who they are. And we're not going to blame them for their energy, but we're also going to hold them accountable and take accountability ourselves for allowing these type of people to even be able to come into our life, right? So justice is here. Justice is being served. And I feel like at this time you should be gentle with yourself. All right, take your foot off the gas and don't push yourself so hard. If you need to rest, then take a break. The world won't fall apart if you nap. Renew, dear one. You are a treasure. Be gentle with yourself. Like I said, y'all, energy is very drained. So resting would be really good right now. Getting out of your head and healing from the mental betrayal, etc. that you went through would be good right now, you know? Look, protector. 444, you are protected. And I feel like you are a protector as well. And I feel like you're going to attract a protector. The healers, the lovers, etc. You need people that's in this energy. You don't need narcissists, gaslighters, manipulators. No. The white stag is significant. You are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. Yep. Thank you for the gift. It says, healing happens in seasons. It can't be rushed or forced to fit a schedule. So often we curse the seeds that haven't taken root, failing to realize it's not their time. They need more water, sunlight, and care. Bullying ourselves blocks regeneration. Also, sometimes the healing we're focused on isn't the healing that's taking place. There's a much deeper healing going on. Be patient, dear one. You are healing. Okay? Sometimes we don't see the progress or the results or whatever the case may be. But just because you don't see the progress or the results, don't mean that it's not growing. Don't mean that there isn't any progress. That's what I meant. If you don't see the results, that doesn't mean that there isn't any progress. Right? Look, perception. Let's see. All right, so perception is the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. Like I said, this isn't something that's logical. This isn't something that's, oh, but I love them. This is literally perception, using your senses, right? Sniffing things out far away. Reading somebody's energy without even having to know them for over an hour. You know, trusting your instincts. I'm telling you. You guys are literally like high priestesses, so you may want to validate your feelings and your intuition. Okay? I feel like there's going to be somebody that's going to come in and they're going to offer the love that you give out. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm seeing discovery, sudden wealth. All right, we got the moose coming out, which ties to wisdom. You see how we got the white stag before? It's like the species of deers or whatever the case may be, mammals with the antlers like these or whatever the case may be are very significant. Okay, it says, let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. All right, balance out spirituality and, you know, operating in this earthly plane. Just balance overall. It doesn't have to be specific like, oh, balance out spirituality and practicality. Although those things can be significant. The throat chakra is significant. So maybe you're encouraged to speak up, or maybe you have been using your throat chakra and your throat chakra is activated, right? If you have some type of court situation going on, I'm seeing that you are going to be experiencing some type of sudden wealth or something like that. Maybe you're going to be winning a court case. Yeah, I'm seeing unexpected income. So this is going to be some money that you don't expect, but you're going to receive it. It can be anywhere between 9 days to 11 months from now, or it can even be shorter or longer than that. It really all depends. All right. Invite your fears to tea. Invite your fears to tea. We got the eagle. Some of you guys could be seeing eagles or hearing eagles, seeing white birds. It says, yeah, birds are significant. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. See, in the past, y'all were in this religious, traditional, societal matrix type of living and lifestyle, and I feel like now you're just shedding, becoming different, and now it's time to embark on that new, brand new version of yourself, brand new mental, emotional, body and soul type of version of you. That's why some of you guys are letting go of old connections, even if it's family, even if it's mindsets regarding money. Like, everything is just becoming different now. And I feel like it's right on time. Alignment. It says, look, something bigger is on the way. I'm telling you. Leaving what you know is very strong. Very courageous. Thank you. Okay, turtles are significant. Or certain like amphibians or reptilians or anything like that. Oh, confirmation, like some of y'all could have been dealing with witches, warlocks, reptilians, like, but we got the sea turtle. It says you are a master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm and your path will unfold. Persevere and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. Simple. Period. Period. Yeah, see, some of y'all, like, if you're gonna be going off grid, you ain't gonna be talking to the same people that you was talking to. Like, for some of y'all, I'm literally seeing you cutting off everybody that you knew. Different mindsets, different reality. And that's possibly the best thing that you could ever do. Especially because your life was filled with lies, misalignment, confusion, betrayal. So if you ask me, you shouldn't feel guilty at all. This is liberation. This is justice. See, that devil energy is going to try to come and attack you again. It's going to try to pull on your heartstrings. It's going to try to do a lot of things, which can even swindle your decisions, your actions, your thoughts. So that's why you're in this space of just healing and releasing and like all these things, because I feel like you're being prepared. But you don't want to come into a blessing and then fumble it, lose your mind or whatever else. So I feel like certain things are happening for a reason. Okay? Don't be impatient. Don't be impatient. I'm seeing a miracle. Yeah, the hawk is out here. It talks about messenger or something like that. Abundance is here. All right. It says spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Some of y'all, I'm telling you, everything that you once knew is going to be different. Your mindset is going to be different. A lot of things are going to be different. Yes. If you guys want to get some messages out of the collective, make sure you are double tapping the screen so we can pick up on your energy. So anybody that's double tapping the screen, let's get some more messages for them. All right. It says apples don't compare themselves to oranges. Stars don't compete with other stars. They know there's room for all to shine in this ever-expanding universe. So embrace your differences. Celebrate your quirks and kinks. Bring your fullest expression of self forward. And bring your fullest expression of self forward and champion others when they do the same. Yeah, I feel like you're literally going to be attracting people that's literally going to give you the love that you give out to the world. Like, it's literally giving soul tribe. Literally. It says, hooray, success is here or just around the corner. You've worked hard and your efforts are paying off. Congratulate yourself and truly savor your fantastic victory. Just remember that success comes in cycles, so we can't be at the top of our game 24/7. We succeed, celebrate, rest, renew, and succeed again. Know where you are in this journey. You did it before and you'll do it again and again. Yeah, because see, sometimes I just feel like eventually all of this stuff is going to cut out and you're no longer going to be in a state of confusion. You're no longer going to be in a state of going backwards. Because like I said, I feel like you're entering a period where there's not going to be any self-doubt. There's going to be inner strength. I'm telling you, a lot of things are like influencing your life right now and influencing your strength, your energy, your focus. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's always going to be a success. But I feel like sometimes when we have this free will and these doubts and fears, like sometimes that can come in and shake things up for us. Next thing you know, we feel like we're winning, then we feel like, oh, we're back down again. But I feel like eventually you guys are going to cut out that cycle, and it may be coming up right now soon, especially because you're making certain choices and decisions that's aligning you to be in this energy. Therefore, you won't be in this space of going backwards and reconciling with people who you know is unhealthy for you. Because doing that, that's going to stir up another pattern, especially with this big heart that you have. So I feel like, you know, cherish yourself, love yourself. You've been cherishing and loving everybody else. It's time to just give that energy to yourself. I'm hearing powerhouse, or something about your soul, your spirit. Like, this is time to just be secure in your own energy, build up your strength. inner resilience, whatever it is, this is a time to, because like I said, you've been in the world, you've been operating from a space of like trauma and influences that have surrounded you. Now I feel like being in this space of being by yourself, and I don't mean, oh, I live with toxic people, but I be in my room all day, so I'm still kind of, no, I mean literally not around anybody toxic, not about any, just healing and being in this great energy. And you guys, everybody's on a different timeline and then going through different periods of their life, but I feel like regardless, you'll all come into that same end goal where you'll be liberated, feel liberated, and there will only be compassion and forgiveness in your heart. Not because, oh, I'm gonna take these people back and bring them in my life and da da da. I feel like you just know better, but I feel like your heart is gonna be even more open. It went from open to, oh, I got hurt, now I'm hindered, now I'm a bit cautious, to back open again, because now you have the wisdom and the instincts and everything else that tells you, watch out for this person, da da da. And I feel like if you ever feel some type of energy, you're not gonna go any further. If something feels like a red flag, if something feels off, you're not gonna F around and find out, because you've been there, you've done that in a vulnerable state, in a state where you lack consciousness and knowledge. So I just feel like things are different this time. Like some of you guys probably experienced some type of loss of hope or courage, but I feel like that's going to be ending very soon. You just got to keep moving forward, okay? Follow the yellow brick road is significant. Your root chakra is significant. So yeah, it's just time to give yourself space from a lot of things and a lot of people. Okay, because you deserve a life with peace. You deserve a life where people reciprocate the love and energy back to you. And I feel like that's the path that you're actively on. Some of y'all, you got people who still want you and they feel stuck and all this, but I feel like you're reaching a goal. You very focused. You got a target you ready to hit, and I feel like you're gonna reach it. So don't allow the things that you're still healing to get in the way to where you go backwards. Because you know why you cut people off. You know why you left people. You know why you come into a certain energy. If you guys have any questions, or you want to get advice, or you want to get a reading, life coaching sessions, whatever the case may be, if you click on my page, I have a pinned video and it shows you my prices, and I have another pinned video that shows you my products and services. So if you're wanting to get anything, books, schedule a free consultation, start on a live reading, whatever the case may be, make sure you just send in your payment. All right, if you click the link in my bio and you scroll all the way down, you will see my payment options. I have several different payment options that you can choose from. I won't be staying on here long. I'm getting started with the day even more. So I'm gonna be going outside soon to take my dog on a walk and everything else. So I just came on here because I had this channel message that I wanted to get, which was mainly people are creating illusions, which can be a form of magic to keep you in their life. When your soul and your spirit is calling for more, like you're literally ascending and people are remaining the same. So you got to say, hey, it's either me or them, because you've been choosing people for your whole life. So are you going to choose yourself this time? If so, we're going to see. Look, you're a diamond. Value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem, literally. On the back. So the solar plexus and the crown chakra could be significant. We got the citron crystal. It says unnecessary worries. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. For sure. You can't forgive. This is a magical world and you're a magical being. So even with the words that you say, something beautiful can manifest. And sometimes it doesn't take believing that it can happen. Right? Now for other things, sometimes it does take, believing something can happen, but not for every single thing, right? So release the worries. We got, it's time to take action with the new moon in Aries. And it says, bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. For sure, because you've been around a whole bunch of people who couldn't give you this energy. That's like trying to cry on a shoulder of somebody who is not emotionally intelligent, etc. So they probably feel awkward as hell, not knowing what to do. But you, however, you would have known what to do with a person in that situation. Because really, it's just being there for them. You don't have to be the wisest person in the room or this, and that. Just being there for someone. Being able to give or receive love. Simple. But not everybody can do that. And I feel like it's time that you stop being so nice to everyone and trying to love everyone and save everyone. And you start loving and saving yourself. Because the very people that you're doing this with, they can't save you. They can't help you. They can't love you. You know? So it's basically self-abandonment. Self-delusion. Self-sabotage. So it's time to take action. Some of you guys, I'm seeing a career transition. Things are going to be shifting within your career. All right. Archangel Chamuel or Camille is here. It says your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Yep. Some of you guys are stepping into this more independent wealth energy. You're reaping the rewards of your labor. Okay. You are good enough for whatever you want to do. I don't care if you do tarot. I don't care if you're trying to be an executive, a CEO. You are good enough. When it comes to true love, you are good enough. Anything, you're good enough. All right, we got the full moon in Virgo out here. Any more messages for the collective? Some of y'all, you should get a career reading or something, or maybe focus more on your career and hobbies and everything like that. Of course, as you're balancing out healing, right? Keep a balance in your life. Self-love, self-care, indulging in your passions, your career, your hobbies, this, and that. Coming into new and better relationships. Like I said, it's people online that you can have like this spiritual community with. I'm not saying trust everybody and, you know, be codependent on other people doing this and doing that. No, but some people can be a support system for you. You don't have to go through things alone like you were going through already. Some of y'all were around a bunch of people or had people and still felt alone, right? But I feel like it's going to be different. And I feel like you and other chosen ones who are experiencing the same things could use each other right now. And it won't be in a, oh, I'm using you type of way. Like literally. And that's just for some of you guys who feel like you want that. For others of you, you probably like, nah, I just want to focus on me right now and give myself that love and be on this individual, da-da-da. Okay. Just take what resonates. Do you live your life how you see fit? Trusting your intuition at all times. I know I met a few spiritual people who even did tarot. And I felt like, oh, okay, well, this is a good person, da-da-da. The whole time, they were just as worse as the other people who weren't even awoken to spirituality and everything else, you know? So don't go based off the labels. Go based off who somebody is genuinely on the inside. Not based on how much money they have. Not based on how they're trying to present themselves to the world. But genuinely, deep down inside, like, who are they? Get to know people on a soul's level. You see somebody, you like, oh, they spiritual or they do tarot. And then there you go, about to get your heart broke again. But I feel like I said, you live and you learn. And I feel like that's just what's happening. You're living and you're learning. Right? And there's an ending of a cycle happening. People can try to create illusions as much as they want, but I feel like you are at this point to where change is happening. Because there's no choice but for it to happen. Because you're seeing things more clear. Like I said, some of you guys may still carry doubt and confusion and everything like that, but that's what I'm saying. It's a process. And I feel like eventually you'll come out of this energy. That's why you're being encouraged to trust in your intuition and get more into like creative pursuits and connecting with people who are, you know, able to love and give and receive love, you know, healthier relationships. Because then maybe something may spark up when you choose to do something different or act differently to the point to where you like, oh, what the hell have I been doing? What the hell? I'm still connected with these people who clearly can't. I just feel like things are going to start making sense. You're just going to start actually being able to, you're not going to be able to keep on doing the same things that you used to because you're just outgrowing a lot of things and becoming wiser. And your gifts are, I don't want to say they're enhancing, because I feel like your gifts are naturally powerful. Just like how there's no limit of love, I feel like there's no like limit of how powerful something is. Oh, my gifts are just a little powerful. No, it's always been as infinite. But I feel like it's about your confidence in them or your awareness, right? Any more messages for the collective who's double tapping the screen, sending in gifts, following? Any more messages? Look, on the back we got wealth. See, wealth has a lot to do with your energy, your spirit. It has nothing to do with what the government created as a form of money or prosperity. Wealth has a lot to do with who you are. That's why they say, or at least I say, success is within, not outside of you. Right? Yep. Literally a blessing to the world. So if people are not a blessing to you, they gotta go. I don't care who they are to you. I don't care about none of that. That's why I feel like y'all going through these periods of times to where you're getting beat the hell up in life, to the point to where you literally stop making certain self-sabotaging moves, because you're only going to hurt yourself. And I feel like y'all are tired. So some of y'all, hard head make a soft behind. Some of y'all had to really go through the ringer to the point to where you started choosing yourself. And I feel like that's just what you're coming into now. So clear your space, whether you're cleaning, decluttering, purging, cleansing, spiritual bath, sage, okay, disinfecting spray, any form of clearing or cleansing, right? This is Archangel Jophiel coming through. He says, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. Feng shui. FENGSHUI. Yeah, something about Buddhism can even be significant. And you know, some people look at that as a religion, but people who are actually Buddhists look at it as the principles of ... You know? They don't look at it as like religion and all that stuff. So, take the messages how it resonates, you guys. But yeah, conclusions are within reach. I'm seeing the key is like the key to something, to unlocking something, to realizing something. But the conclusions are within reach. And I feel like a lot of times the answers are like literally smack dead in our face. Feng Shui. Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't heard it in a while or said it in a while, so I forgot how to pronounce it. But thank you. Yep, that full moon eclipse that we've experienced could have also been significant, or maybe the upcoming one can also be significant. See, it's always some type of sign or something. It's just about us seeing it or realizing it, you know? Sometimes that's why they say nothing is a coincidence. In those situations, you got to look at things like nothing is a coincidence, especially when you're looking at it as a way to help elevate your life or to help give you answers or messages or whatever the case may be. There, go work through your fears again with this new moon in Scorpio. The new moon can tie to setting your intentions, calling in things. The Scorpio energy can tie to transformation and a whole bunch of other things. So you can put these energies together, make it make sense. And maybe you can use this to help you work through your fears. All right. Any more messages for the collective? Yeah, some of y'all was literally like the old you is like literally dead and gone. And I feel like that's because of all the hurt that you've experienced, the trauma. Now we got clear quartz coming out. Let yourself feel all your emotions. The good ones, the not so feeling of good ones, right? Your entire rainbow spectrum of feeling is sending you important messages and guidance. Some of you guys are needing to do the shadow work. All right, polarity could be significant, where you're integrating your shadow self and everything like that. Look, luck is on your side. The wheel is turning in your favor. Remember we talked about action? Take the action, honey. Because little do you know, things are working out for you purposely. Some things it probably seem like, damn, this is always seeming further and further away from me. Whenever I try to do that, it ain't gonna be like that now. Because things are shifting. The energy is different. The momentum is picking up. Things are changing. You're changing. And you've been changing for years now. But I feel like something is finally like, I don't know. I feel like you're just still in this journey, though. You know, because there's no finish line to... When the journey ends, it ends. But I feel like you're still on this journey. But look, the answers you need are coming. Remember we said conclusions are within reach. It's all about seeing it. All right, this is the full moon in Gemini. Last messages here for the collective. Hello. Yep. Y'all gonna go from being in your head, staying up at night, insomnia, can't go to sleep, these thoughts getting the best of you, can't get out of your head, can't control your thoughts, to wish fulfillment. See the different energy? Same blue hair, whatever the case may be. Just shifting energy. Yep, this could be the energy you're coming into. Some of you guys could still be in this energy right now, though. And this is just confirmation that you soon will be in this energy. Once again, maybe take a practical approach to help yourself get into this energy. Sometimes things can fall into your lap, but sometimes you also have to do the work to obtain something. All right? Don't run away from truths. Don't run away from fears. Don't run away from uncomfortable energies. Sit with yourself, work through your fears, do the work necessary, the inner child healing, the shadow work, work on yourself and love yourself. Appreciate being in your own energy. Sometimes we're like, oh, when is the soul tribe gonna come in? When is my divine counterpart? Baby, that is so besides the point. And then when you're not even looking for these things or don't even expect them to come in, next thing you know, lump sum of money, wealth, health, healthy relationships, whatever the case may be. But yeah. Yep. You was putting your trust and everything into other people. Now you you know what? Instead of doing that, because I always end up disappointed, I'm going to just give myself the love that I've been wanting. Instead of trusting that this person can love me right this time, since they didn't do it the first time, you didn't have to have another chance. You loved someone the first time. You didn't mess up. And I feel like people out here actually exist like that as well. It probably may be rare to you, but it's actually thousands, hundreds, thousands of people. So don't ever feel like, oh, there's not enough of something. There's always enough of something. There's enough air, there's enough prosperity, there's enough relationship. I'm telling you, healthy relationships, but that's besides the point right now. You didn't come in this world to have several bodies and to just live for other people and start loving all these other beings and everything. You came in here for you, and I feel like everything else is just going to be a bonus, right? So first get everything together within self. Master things. Become into this space to where you don't even care to have the friends and the lovers, because you fuck with yourself so much and you've been through so much stuff that it's not even important anymore. It doesn't hold any value anymore. And I mean that in a way that's not about isolation or fear of connection. I just mean it in a way that's just, you see your worth, your beauty, you're literally a gem. So how dare I look at somebody else as being so, how dare I be in this energy of, oh my gosh, I want this so bad, as if I'm not, as if I'm not who I am. People should look at me like, damn, I want that so bad, instead of me looking at people like, damn, I want that so bad, So yeah, I feel like not putting your trust in other people, especially people who are clearly liars, deceivers, etc. This is going to shift you into a more loving timeline. You're going to love your life. You're going to love your experiences. I'm telling you. Because you stop doing the same things that you've done before. Not because, oh, I'm so traumatized, but mainly because I lived and I've learned. And I'm choosing to do differently. Yep. Yep. feel like you have to go through a few things to open up that third eye a lot more. Things had to be illuminated to you. So, of course, you had to, you know, see her? Be in that energy a little bit, but better is coming. And I feel like you actually are going to attract somebody who's going to genuinely be able to love you. Not people who you love and they need to still work on themselves to be able to love you and all this stuff, because you deserve love right the first time. Not getting your heart broken and then they try to change. Because if you ask me, if you didn't have to change, you should almost feel like a person who has to change probably can't even change. I'm not saying create negative thoughts or, you know, whatever the case may be, but I'm just saying, like, make it make sense. If I went through all of these traumas, you went through all of these traumas, but I still came out being a good person and all this other stuff, you mean to tell me that, like, it's just a no for me. That's the great thing about being the creator of your life with your own free will. You get to choose who you love, what you want to believe in, how you want to go about life. Not based on what everybody else wants. Because people, that's why a lot of things are created in the world today. Oh, be humble. A person who created that had to be a hater, had to be insecure. Right? Creating other beliefs and projecting on other people. That had to be people who, I'm saying, regardless, it's still going to end up being insecure or this and that, wanting power and all this stuff. But that's why I'm saying, don't hold resentment in your heart, regardless, because it's still affecting you, your vessel. Oh, I'm still hurt, but I feel bitter. That's still affecting you and how you move authentically in the world. Whole time you think you operating as your authentic self. Whole time that's the traumatized version of yourself. That's the projected beliefs of yourself. So don't worry, you still in this journey, you still on this path. Some things not gonna happen overnight, but you can also take accountability and just make change in your life. And instead of doing the same things, do something different. You know, stop holding on to things that your soul has outgrown. Because some of y'all still be trying to hold on to things, and I just feel like that's because of maybe fear, a lack mindset, or whatever. So it's time to face the shadows, and it's time to keep on walking through the mystery, through the darkness, because eventually you'll be able to see the light. But if you stay there and sit there and ball up, you know. But don't worry, I feel like things are changing for the better, and I feel like you're going to literally look back and be like, man, I'm so grateful, I love my life and everything else. Some of y'all can already be coming into this energy right now. Alright, but the subconscious is significant. Illusions, intuition. I feel like this was the journey and path that you were on, walking a path that was filled with mystery, illusion. Okay, things going on subconsciously. But I feel like I said, you're coming out of these chapters. Some of you guys, like the major arcanas, the moon energy is here, but the world is also here. So I feel like all of this, all of the illusions, all that other stuff is being closed out as we speak. Some of y'all is completely closed out, but for others of you guys, it's actively being closed out. It's giving 78% left, 99% left. Some of y'all 100% complete, right? Everybody's journey is different. But the good thing is there's progress. Some of y'all, you don't see the results, but that don't mean that there ain't no progress. All right? So keep implementing a certain routine into your life, whether it's a certain mindset, whether it's different behavior. Because once again, nobody can create the life for you. God can't even make the choices in certain things for you. You're your own vessel, your own person. You're in this world. This is not your angel's life. This is not your ancestors' life. This is yours, you know? And I don't know about you, but I'm getting everything that was destined for me, reserved for me, even if everybody gotta go. Simple. Because on the other side of that is peace, justice, and exactly what you're meant to have, because it's for you. Literally, I said reserved. Keyword, reserved. Anything else will be destiny swapping. Y'all are going to be receiving the public recognition, the success. Your aura is going to shine even brighter, because some of y'all have this dark black aura because of depression and all of this other stuff. All of that is changing. I'm seeing rainbow auras, yellow auras. Yep. Connecting with people who are working with you and not against you. Yep. And I feel like, look, because you're coming up as that Queen of Swords energy. Sharp with the mouth, sharp with the mind. Can't nothing get past you. You too damn experienced. Therefore, you're just too wise. You're just too discerning. You can't even help it at this point. It just happens. Any little thing, it's going to be something that go off in your body. Doo-doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? A doo-doo-doo. Any little thing. That's how you'll be able to be like, you know what? You're not worth my time, my energy, or me to even say hello back to you. Because I already can see you're lusting after me. I can already see you're trying to, that this won't last long. I can already see, you know what I'm saying? Period. So really be grateful, because now you know better. I understand it may have hurt it. I understand things may have been traumatizing, but the sun always comes out to shine again. It don't ever rain for long. And I feel like this time it's going to stay that way, because you did the inner work. And this is permanent, because it's inner work. It's not, oh, okay, let me work this, get this job, and then let me change my finances. Now my finances no longer low. That can easily go back to being low any minute now, because the thing is, people still haven't detached from the relationship that they have with money. They're still in greed. They're still feeling like in the energy of lack, or whatever the case may be. So when you work on things internally, everything else outside of you is going to shift, even your money, honey. Some of y'all already got the proof of certain things. That's why your soul is, and your spirit is just feeling called to keep going down this path. This is something that's unfamiliar to the whole entire world, except for people who are like you. What that saying is, everyone is called, but not everyone is chosen. We all have the potential. Some people just don't live up to it. But they ain't got shit to do with you. We came into this world alone. We die alone. So make sure you're not living for everybody else. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do and what your soul or spirit is calling you to do. Because once again, a lot of you guys have high priestess energy. So you carry esoteric information and knowledge and everything else. So it will really be important if you listen to yourself. I understand you grew up listening to everybody else but you, because you probably was told, oh, you don't know any better. You just a child, or da da da. Baby. That's what other people's childlike sense of self and everything else was taken from them. So they had, of course, they're going to take it away from you. That's why you got to be around people who are not going to hurt you, who are not capable of certain things, because you were not capable of certain things, and you're still not. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by people who have to change. It's kind of scary, because can you even change? Like, I went through this and went through that, and I'm still this specific person at heart, but you're not. So it never existed to begin with. Are you even capable of coming into that? Because sometimes you would think, especially when you have this, you're not really closed off to things and you're very optimistic. Sometimes you feel like, oh, everyone can change and da-da-da. But sometimes people live up to 80 years old, 100 years old, and they're still the freaking same. Literally. Don't be one of them people that fuck around and find out. You already fucked around and found out, honey. So things are coming in quick. Right after you, I'm telling you. Quickness. Your communication gonna be different and quicker. Your actions gonna be different and quicker. Your projects different. More able to operate in it and do it without being like second guessing or like all this stuff. Heavy strength energy. So the major arcanas that came out for you guys, which is the major events, life changes, or whatever that's going on in your life, is the strength, the world, and the moon card. And the hermit card. So a lot of you guys, you're in solitude. You're encouraged to do some reflecting and introspection, some healing. You're closing out chapters. You're being encouraged to have bravery. You're overcoming self-doubt. especially after a period of mystery, illusions, confusion. Okay? So yeah, some of y'all gonna really be tapping in with who you truly are and tapping in with that subconscious for sure. But I feel like you just have to get people from around you. You have to do things differently. Yep. Now your emotions is gonna shift. Now your relationships are gonna shift. Now you're gonna go back into this version of you that's like, you see all them cups overly filled. This is outpouring love, emotions, and most definitely talking about relationships as well. Abundant, abundant, abundant. This is new love, new friendships, new emotions. I'm telling you, things are shifting, things are changing, and I feel like you're gonna attract eventually, you know, you're going to attract somebody who literally speaks to your soul, and they take care of not only you but your inner child. Yeah. Very safe. Very emotionally intelligent. Very they live with purpose and intent like you do. Like I said, you're attracting people who can give the love out that you give. And that's the most beautiful thing ever. Some of you guys could do really good learning new things, especially when it comes to money, whether that's learning how to detach from money or whether that's learning how to obtain it without overworking and being underpaid, or, you know, just something. This can even tie to things outside of money, but things that ties to the earthly plane, whether it's people, material values, whatever it may be. Get your study on, get your research on. Some of y'all in school, or some of y'all are really, you like knowledge. You're a scholar. Now, back then, you may not have liked school as much because of the people, but that don't mean that it was the subjects, that it was the knowledge. I feel like you're a person that actually likes knowledge, and you're an intellectual. So it's good to connect with people who you're on the same page with anyway, because they're going to speak to not only your emotions, but your soul, your body, and your mind, you know? Just like how you do with people, but it's never reciprocated. So this is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yep. I'm seeing friendships. I'm seeing you celebrating. I'm seeing you nurturing your creations. Okay? Making money for yourself. The money gonna keep coming in, flowing. Some of y'all are gonna become famous. Alright? The star is here. It talks about regeneration, rejuvenation, faith. So I feel like you're coming back into this energy of having faith again, because some of y'all probably, like I said, you've been in a space to where you may have disconnected from yourself, disconnected from God, lacked faith in certain things, but I feel like all of that is being restored. Yep. Healing. Yep. You're a person that can give good advice. You're someone who's emotionally intelligent, and I feel like you're attracting this in your relationships as well. So yeah, you went from being in this energy, just a bunch of, you know what I'm saying? And then it's going to change to bam, because you doing the inner work is very important. Not everybody doing this. People scared to be alone. People scared to face them demons and them shadows. But see, you, now that you've learned that this exists, you for sure going to do it, because you weren't taught about self-love. You weren't taught about all of these things. So other people who weren't taught about it, and when you introduce it to them, they still run away. However, you like, oh nah, I want to be better. I want to be healed. I don't want to dish out trauma to the world. You know, because you've always been a good person. So I feel like people who want something, you're going to tell that they want it. That's like somebody saying, oh, I want you, but they keep hurting you. They keep fumbling. Apparently, you don't want the collective that bad. And don't try to blame it on your trauma or anything else. People need to take accountability. That's why I don't like when people be gaslighting or manipulating the situations, because deep down inside, they know that they're giving you false hope. That's why I said that's a particular form of magic. And different people in your life are trying to do that. They know that they cannot meet you, not even halfway, not even a quarter. But they still want your energy and your love, because guess what? You are a rare. You are a gem. And they receive something like that, they don't ever want to let that go. So some of them may even pretend that they're capable of loving you. Pretend that they are good for you. and maybe even make you believe that they are meant for you. Like I told y'all in the beginning, for some of y'all who missed it, some people are literally trying to do magic on you or your mind or your senses to make you feel like they're meant to be around. That's why you need to be aware of cognitive dissonance and everything else. Because little do you know, and like I said, they don't have to be trying to do hocus pocus. Some of them are hiring people to do spells, abusing divination and all this stuff. But for others of y'all, these people are literally just using their words, trying to manifest. God is within us all, but when people are not acting with integrity and everything else, they're not powerful enough to do anything. It's like an ant trying to push over a bull, you know? Nothing at all. But yeah, there's always many messages to give. So I'll go ahead and cut this out with some spirit messages from your spiritual team and some angel numbers. All right. And then that'll be the end of the collective. But if you guys are wanting to get your own personal message, please let me know in the chat. If you go on my page and you look at the pinned video, you'll see my prices. All right. Confirmation, as I told y'all earlier, 444. And on the back of that, it's 55. So the affirmation that you can say for this is, I am protected. You literally are anyway. It says, trust your journey. Literally, I love pulling the cards because they always confirm what I'm like literally saying. So it shows you, period. Period. Give me my flowers, okay? But period, like, trust your journey. Some people will look at you like, you moving out the country. Why would you do that? They don't understand the vision, honey. They don't understand. You cutting me off? Why would you cut me off? Oh, you gonna get karma for that. You don't like, people be literally projecting on your mind, and some of y'all, that's why I'm saying you gotta protect your mind, your body, your soul, because some of y'all are able to be projected on. Next thing you know, cognitive dissonance. At a distance from yourself and your faith and your beliefs, you know? So trust your journey. Trust the way your life unfolds, and trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. Okay? All right. If you guys want to get on the list for anything, for those of you who are asking questions or seeking any type of readings or anything like that, if you go on my page, I have a pinned video that shows you my prices. And after that, you can click the link in my bio, scroll down to payment options, and you can send in your payment. However, if you are unable to send any money for anything, or you don't really need a personal read, or whatever the case may be, then you could just listen to the collective. It's free. Make sure you are double tapping so I can pick up on your energy. All right. Affirmation, I am protected. You can say this in the mirror. It's called mirror work. All right. This is also calling for some of you guys to know that you're protected. Because like I said, sometimes the fears and everything be trying to come back in. People who are of manipulation and devil energy, and even the devil itself, could be trying to play tricks on your mind and your heart as well. So be mindful. Any more messages for the collective? Look, 555 is significant. This is changing into 5555. It says you decide for yourself. That's the great thing about free will and being the creator of your life. And it came back up, and it came out with a message from your spiritual team. If you want to get these cards for yourself, I highly recommend. It's called Spirit Messages Oracle Cards. All right. And the angel number deck I have is, I think it's just called Angel Numbers or something like that. I don't know. All of my decks are not in its original box because I've mixed them up, as you can see, with other oracles, and I ended up just tying like one of these on it. So my decks are like put up somewhere, so I don't even remember the name of that one, but it's probably called Angel Numbers. It says, and look, 5 ties to change. In tarot, it can tie to problems, conflict, not enough answers to the questions that you have. But when it comes to numerology, it ties to change and, you know, other things. So go back to the heart of who you truly are. Love that, because like I said, some of you guys really, you had these spiritual awakenings. You knew what route you wanted to go, what path you were headed down. The next thing you know, boom, disconnected from your beliefs, reconciling with people who are not healthy for you. You know, remember, these 2 cards came out together. So go back to the heart of who you truly are. There you will find peace. Look at your life in its entirety. Acknowledge any old wounds and then release them. Because some of y'all, you really done with this old life of yours. Look at your life in its entirety. Acknowledge any old wounds and then release them. Because some of y'all, you really done with this old life of yours. They keep call you. Look, this says no caller ID. Blocked. Don't answer. That's what I'm saying. People are so selfish, they keep trying to get back into your energy. That don't make sense to me. Leave the collective alone. You fumbled 1,000 times. I know the collective has a pure, good heart. I know the collective gave y'all chance after chance when they didn't even have to give you one chance. So ain't no more self-sacrificing yourself and trying to get, no. They're not worthy of that. You were worthy of so much and they couldn't give that to you. That's why I'm saying don't have resentment. Don't hate a person. But at the same time, hold them accountable. People be way too old to be around here sitting around trying to blame things on their trauma and trying to keep on making it seem like, you know, people are literally misunderstanding you, and some of them are hell-bent on misunderstanding you because it interferes with their own ego and their own beliefs. Some of these people, they don't want to change. So once again, go back to the heart of who you truly are. There you will find peace. Look at your life in its entirety. Acknowledge any old wounds and then release them, because that's why we picking up on the reflection and everything, because if you don't tend to these things now, they have a chance of coming back up to the surface and you being in the space where you actually make certain choices that are not in alignment with you, like going back to people and all this other stuff. It's just going backwards. So it's important for you to handle these things right now and work through these things right now so that they don't ever come up again. All right? So acknowledge any old wounds and then release them. Use what they taught you as added strength. Keep moving forward with a renewed sense of confidence. See, sometimes that's why I love how this tarot community and everything has been so crazy on TikTok, because even people like you who've experienced the same things, they're able to give you these type of messages, because if they didn't exist, you will probably be doubting yourself and thinking, well, maybe I should give them a chance. Maybe I am being a little bit too hard on. No, honey, you're not. Maybe you was told as a kid, like I'm telling you, a lot of things stem from childhood. Maybe you weren't chosen. Maybe you weren't protected. Maybe you weren't loved how you needed to be loved by the very first people who were supposed to give you these things, mom and dad, parent or guardian. Now it's important that you give it to yourself. Some of y'all still got an inner child in there that's hurt and crying. Inner child didn't deserve that. Felt alone, hurt, abandoned, misunderstood, abused, scared. That's why some of y'all still carry those same wounds to this day. You need to go back, do the work, and heal. Obviously, it's not going to get done by anybody else. And you got people who are also working on themselves, who know that this is not their fight, just like how their own battles and everything is not your fight. So they're not going to trauma dump and trauma bond and all this stuff. So that's why it's important for you to do the same. Don't try to get into other people's energy trying to have them love you, because it's not gonna be the beautiful life that you could have always had. And I feel like some of y'all, your soul and your spirit, it don't want nothing to be so like that easy and oh, I don't gotta put in the work, because you know you're not gonna fully reap anything that is of greatness if you're slacking, lacking, using other people to help you feel better, because nobody can fill that void, and the things that you need to heal is going to always still be there. So it's like going a step forward but taking 1,000 steps backwards. It just don't make sense. It's nothing that's going to come from it. So it's important to do the work. All right, any more messages here for the collective? Yeah, heavy 5 energy. The next 5 days or 5 weeks could be significant. All right, more 5, I'm telling you. And then on the back of that, we got I am aligned. It's many more messages to give. As always, we'll pull the whole deck at this point, but I'm already like feeling a little bit drained of energy, so I don't want to keep overdoing anything. But I'll read 22 for you. Angel number 22 is significant. Some of y'all could be in y'all 20s. Somebody could be in their 50s, 40s. Yep. Some of y'all 30s. But anyways, it says substantial change is in your future. Embrace the change, a need to overcome your insecurities, and let go of your fears. You can say the affirmation, I am evolving, because you are. All right. Now we have angel number 22. I am aligned. You are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish. I'm trying to tell you. I don't know if you stop believing in magic, baby, but I'm telling you. It says I am aligned. All right, any more messages here for the collective? Angel number 26 is right there. It says I am tactful. You have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. Some of you guys are really gifted. Please have more messages for the collective. So I'm saying, this is not tarot, even though you don't have to be, like, some people think tarot is a voodoo and hoodoo. I remember when I was religious, I used to think that. But it's a 7-year-old kid can do it. An atheist can do it. Like, anybody can do tarot, you know. But if you don't want to, like, do tarot, then simple oracle cards, right? You know, some people, they learn the meanings of tarot and the history, and then they get into it. Some people, they just go based off what they feel, their own intuition from it. They say, you know what, I'm not looking up these meanings. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go based off the art. I'm going to go based off what I feel just by singing the energy. So it really all depends on what you do. At the end of the day, I would recommend you going about things your own personal way. But even if you go the traditional way of tarot, like, that's fine too, because it's accurate either way. Even if you go the traditional route, it's for sure accurate still. But any more messages here for the collective? The affirmation is, I am tactful. I am tactful. All right. On the back, it says, sit in silence for a moment and listen. The answers you have been seeking are finally coming to you. Truly trust and believe that you are going to make it and be exactly where you need to be. We are on this journey with you. Hang in there. It's not much longer. Yep. All right. Any last messages here for the collective? If you want a message from here, make sure you are double tapping that screen. Any more messages for anyone who is double tapping, gifting, sharing, following? Any more messages for the collective? Angel number 17, angel number 28 is significant. Angel number 10. 10 talks about endings. Right now we're in the year of 2025. If you add those numbers up together, it's the number 9, the year of the snake. Some of you guys can have the Chinese zodiac of the snake. May I please have more messages for the collective? Thank you. All right. Yep. Angel number 17 is still significant, so we're going to go ahead and read what that says. Any more messages here? As I said before, there's always many messages to give, so that's why I recommend you getting these decks for yourself, so you can just pull them for yourself. And you won't have to pay nobody to give you a reading or sit on live getting readings, right? 17. I don't know why I thought of $17. And then I'm starting to think of 7 of fingers, a fuck on the wall, 7 of fingers, or anything that's like talking about, you know, like on the first day of Christmas, watching the game, just different stuff that's tied to numbers. But anyways, numerology and everything like that for sure is significant. All right, last card. Look, and then angel number 4444. Okay. So the next 4 days, the 4 weeks can be significant. It says you can carve something out. Take that how it resonates. All right. The quality of work you can produce when you're going at it alone is almost unbelievable. You are as independent as you are ambitious, capable of performing every step of the way with efficiency, focus, and skill. We got I am independent, period. So I don't know who codependent ass energy y'all be picking up on, but that ain't your energy. Literally. I don't know if you scared to do things alone, but you very more than capable. And some of y'all really do things better when you are alone. Take that in. Make sure you pay attention to that. All right. But if you guys don't want to get on the list, I'm going to go ahead and end the live. If you decide that you want to get on the list after I'm already off of live, you can always message me and I'll get back on live, or we can just do you a personal, well, a private reading. All right. Ooh. Friday. Finalize something. Just let it go. Some of y'all, you probably still in limbo, on the fence about, just finalize it. All right. Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. I feel like y'all are just literally going to be inspiring the world. Like, that's just more of these messages are constantly giving. Angel number 14, which also added together, it makes the number 5. Some of y'all, you can probably subtract it if you like, which makes the number 3. And number 3 talks about things coming together, or creativity, creation, whatever the case may be. All right. It says, you are open-minded and always up to try something new. Yet, you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. This pragmatic approach helps ensure your time, attention, and efforts are meaningful. Period. Oh, 888. Okay. Affirmation to say for 14 is, I am practical. Okay. As you focus on all the wonderful things that surround you, you're clearing the path for more positive energy to flow into all areas of your life and creating a place for abundance. We literally said this just in a different way. All right. Affirmation you could say is, I am abundant, because you are. All right. Last message. Yep. So this tower moment could really be a beautiful one. Some of y'all was experiencing, that's also your other major arcana, the tower, which talks about chaos, destruction, upheaval, right? And after experiencing that, endings, it's similar to endings which are creating new beginnings. So something may not have felt the grandest, right? But I feel like everybody's situation is different. Some of you guys may have experienced a not so good feeling tower moment, or you will. I feel like it's really a mind thing. Like, you can choose to protect your energy, tame your passions and everything like that, to keep you from getting upset in conflicted situations with other people, like, really. But this can also just be a good tower moment. Things happening in a way that you didn't expect, happening out of the blue, quickly, whatever the case may be. But you are in alignment, okay? Whatever you have been putting off, don't procrastinate any longer. Tackle that long overdue project. You will feel better once you begin. Start with one thing at a time. Thoughts and ideas not acted upon are just laying in wait. You can do this. Whatever it is that you've been, some of y'all, you've been wanting to get that passport settled. You've been wanting to do this and do that. You've been wanting to sell those items that you have. Whatever it is, it can be something so small or something so grand, right? But that is the message that I have for you guys. I return, well, 1010, angel number 28. Accept where you are at this moment in time. Only then can you begin to move forward. Be clear about your intentions. This makes it easier for us and the universe to help you. Doors will open unexpectedly. Be ready. All right. I am a leader because you are. It says, in an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. I feel like some of y'all could have careers that literally ties to people, like you being some type of leader, some type of inspiration or something to the world or to people, like literally. I feel like you could be some type of teacher, work with people, or whatever the case may be. But I return the collective's energy back to them with love, light, and all things grand. And I release my energy back to me with the same energy that I've given out. Thank you guys for coming in and contributing to the live. For those who have done so, make sure you give me a follow or you will never see my face again. I do have YouTube. I do have Instagram. I need to start posting a little bit more on Instagram, but you can find all of my content, at least majority of it that I've made over the past years on YouTube. Most of my readings, if not all of them, are timeless readings. I naturally feel like readings can be timeless. You know, sometimes you can see a message that happened a year ago today and it can resonate for today, right? So if you have any questions, concerns, if some of you guys want to go to my website and leave your review there, for anybody who wants to get feedback from my collectives, or if you ever got a personal reading from me, then I'll appreciate that. All right, thank you for the follows, the likes, the shares, the gifts. And If you are wanting to get on the list, make sure you message me. Right now I'm about to end the live, go outside, whatever the case may be. But any type of reading you get, whether it's on live, by text, private, public, it's always going to be grand. I don't disappoint. You can check my other reviews. I've been forgetting to ask people to leave reviews. That's why I'm trying to ask more. But other than that, that is the ending of the collective. If you have any questions, concerns, message me. I do have free consultations for all my services. If you're wanting to know what kind of things that I offer to the collective or anyone, you can check my pinned videos on my page. I have 2 accounts. This one, and it's another one. It has a period in the middle between the E and the N of Lee, and then it's a dot, and then it's Nisha. Okay? So if you want to follow my backup account, just in case anything happens to this one, sometimes I do go live on there and I post videos on there that's not on this page. So, you know, but yeah, other than that, that was a good collective. I wish you guys the best. I hope you enjoy the rest of your lifetime. Stay safe and dangerous. Okay. But if I'm off alive by the time you want to get a read, just message me. Also put a contact number down below so you can reach me expeditiously. Especially if I'm like not on social media and I don't see the comment or the DM or whatever the case may be. But I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Remember, the best relationship is one with yourself.